But I better call Matt too, make sure he left the keys in that.
Oh, yeah.
Well, we'll be doing a Bloody Mary by 9:30 here.
Huh?
We'll be doing a Bloody Mary by 9:30.
Won't have nobody just.
Okay. If that WebEx.
Is that good?
No, I think he's just,
Yeah, he's still messing around.
yeah,
I think
it's not
internal.
live.
No, that's internal.
It's a camera feed that you see him.
We're 2 minutes away from bringing out the laptop. Steve, what time you gotta go?
About 10 to 10. There's only land auction for that. There's only land auction.
Which train?
You want that, you know, radio septic.
Yeah. Okay.
Right behind,
Um,
you can next to Clear.
okay.
You gotta raise your hand. I got somebody raising the hand, but I just want to make sure he doesn't get carried away. Shut him off.
What are you buying?
A farm that's connected to one of my other farms.
How many acres? How many acres?
It's just 70 acres.
This week,
I wonder if this WebEx
go down to
messes up
and like take, I've been taking the kid.
YouTube some way.
So, the track.
Track one, yeah, and then there's a track two that Jake is wanting that's west of Davis.
Okay,
He wants to build a house on it. It's
west of.
west of the Waltham Presbyterian Church. Right along,
Okay.
kind of where his world.
Okay,
What's that?
I said there's another parcel that's in Ray's world.
Oh,
Towards didn't they, but it's Waltham Township.
okay.
okay, is that?
That's all.
Why?
Is that actually somebody
WebEx to be the video.
It was a family trust.
He's in the video for the WebEx though, is what he looks
They're
like.
gone.
I don't know why he's in
It's.
that.
break it.
He should
then all
be
of
in
a sudden
the
you got three or
YouTube,
four people that are saying
Yeah.
unless he's
this rent. thing
wanting
isn't
to
working.
change.
Yeah, that's, that's always the option. If you're running, let me go farm it. And you wonder who's gonna do what. You know, that's when the siblings can't agree on stuff probably.
Acreage is that for him?
That's 160.
Okay, so you want to run it, yeah.
Is that west of the cemetery then?
Yeah.
Is it right next to the cemetery?
It's right, you know where Hudson's live?
Oh, where's that from Sorokas?
I don't know where it's from.
Oh, my God.
It's, you know where Mary Small was.
She's out of Denver, isn't she?
Yeah, it's on that road. The one in the Church Road.
Oh, okay.
So it's right in.
Yeah, I named it.
There's some signs out there.
Mhm.
Geez, you had signs everywhere.
I tried to. Thanks for noticing.
Let's see, or somebody had. Check that something in there.
You got all the way up to 52.
I mean, there's those versus alone, but.
Yeah, it's,
Plant things like that was there, that's right, no, that's something.
actually, I have a, one district in Dakota that I
Right,
have.
but
Some,
So I put all in Dakota.
Really?
out of state that's connected.
I'm gonna Trigger two.
Wait for Tom to get here.
Some that technology.
How many people do you know?
How many people do I know?
No. Yeah.
Quite a few.
Uh,
this is what we need.
There is, well, we all have about.
We need
4,000.
this to go, not the WebEx.
Yeah, I think
That's why we're having frickin' issues, I think.
We all have roughly 4,000 in our district.
But you got a.
Oh.
Yeah, training.
It's just CRP.
So I'll go quick.
Because it's just by another application and I don't want it to use the application.
A little further north, I didn't get to.
So we can't go YouTube live go.
I still got that eagle nest in Drake.
Oh, for the love of God. Fine.
Yeah, right, right.
So are we ready? Are we going? Are we?
All right.
Because then.
And you're, there, I don't know who's going to be able to find it. If it's online, if it's not on YouTube, whatever. It's not my concern, I guess.
And then it's done. Out there.
That's right. He didn't write them.
Can't get,
That's right.
maybe they can take it off of the WebEx and put it. Okay, fine.
We're live. We're live.
Yeah.
She just asked if we can go, start the meeting. He said, yes.
We're gonna be on WebEx, right?
Yeah, we're in now, I think.
And you got the situation where you.
Good to go.
Yeah, exactly.
Place that now, he's got it up on WebEx. And once the meeting's over, he'll get it posted over onto YouTube. So.
Okay, so call the meeting to order. I need a motion to approve the remote participation in WebEx. Bill? Linda? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. I need a motion to accept the minutes of the previous meeting. Everybody, Steve, Luann? In favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. Okay, I got a bill there. 005 Highway Department. $66,690.09. 006 Special Tax Match, Amazon. $26,156.26. 007 County Bridge. $125,529.52. County motor fuel tax. $201,949.60. Township motor fuel tax. $108,381.50. Township bridge, $67,834. Total, $896,540.97. Need a motion to pay the bill. Ray? Luann? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. Public comment? None? New business? Okay, take her away.
First I have is the utility and boring permits. This one I have is 23-38 on County Highway 1 in Freedom Township for AT&T. They are boring at County Highway 1 to provide a new service to a property owner. I recommend that for approval. Next one's 23-39 in Bruce Township on Oakley Avenue. It's County Highway 63. For MCC Network Solutions, they're running a fiber along which of a right of way and putting an aerial over the Lane River. Recommend that for approval.
All you got?
That's all for permits this month.
Okay, I need a motion to approve the utility permits. Luann? Bill? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried.
Okay, yeah, the letting award for satellite garage improvement renovations in Leonore. It's not happening today, it's happening next month. We had a very successful pre-bid meeting yesterday on site. We had 4 prime contractors show up, so we have definitely some interest in the project. So hopefully next month we get good bids on it. Next up is resolution 23-25, which is authorizing a professional services agreement with Will Hoffman Associates for placing structure numbers 0503017 on County Highway 34, Deep Bend Road over Clark Run, which is the bridge right next to the Starbuck Lock and Dam that we stopped at the Bridge A tour. The upper threshold for the agreement is 178,660.
Is that just for the engineering
For
part?
the engineering part of it, yeah.
Okay, I need a motion for resolution 23-25. Bill, Bud, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried.
Next one I'm gonna do is 23-29. Is requesting the amendment of the resolution appointing the county engineer, Donald Earnhardt, as county engineer for a 6-year term commencing August 19th, 2019. With the original resolution of making my appointment, there were some errors on some dates. They had my start date wrong. They had it as August 12th of 19. I actually started on August 19th. And then the dates in the schedule showing when the reasons that were supposed to happen, there's some dates in there that were messed up, including the last year, it went from January 24 all the way through August of 25. It missed the date of January of 25. So making some corrections on the resolution appointing the county engineer. And this would be forwarded on to salary and labor for their concurrence too.
Just for the corrections within the
I
correction.
need a motion. Yeah, have it move forward, right?
Yep,
Resolution 23-27,
23-29.
29.
29.
Yes,
Yeah.
I did that one first.
Ray? Glenda?
Donna, question? What? Donna.
Please explain to them the resolution on that, that basically your wages were set in regards to the state IDOT.
Yeah, it's 100%. That's what it says on it. It has to be 100% of the state recommended rate.
That it? Okay, Ray and Glenda. Good motion.
Just one quick question. How did this? So we're amending something that was already on file.
It's just correcting dates within it. Don discovered it when we started talking about my salary, and he looked back and he looked at it and he realized there were some errors on it to best decided to clean it up at this time instead of leaving it there.
Okay.
And it's one thing when if I was reviewing it at the state level, I would have caught it, but since I was the one being appointed, I couldn't review it at the state level. So my boss on that I got reviewed it and didn't catch the errors on it. So I didn't see it. In fact, I never even had a copy of it. So
Okay.
I didn't even know about it until Don looked it up and saw the errors. So
Part of the issue is, there was a discussion about, yeah, say, for example, if IDOT came across with 2%. And then there was discussion in the committee, because the appointed department heads and that were agreed for a 5% raise. So basically, this one is in place because of the resolution in 2019 to follow IDOT. So for one, we're fixing the errors. And for two, then you have to go back to salary and labor. If there's anything supplemental about, well, the letter from IDOT, I'm assuming that it was received.
Yeah. But we're getting on to the other one too, so we're getting two discussions here.
Yeah, so then they'll have to take a look at it subsequent to that letter, and then salary and labor will discuss it. Should make up that other 3% or.
Okay, thanks.
Okay, Ray and Glenda made the motion. All in favor?
I,
So then we're back to 23-27, which is resolution for my salary.
Nobody opposed that.
Motion carried.
So the state did come out their letter recommended rate. And they gave us 2% increase, so then their recommended rate is 143,200. With that raise, my raise this year would be less, significantly less than what my assistant county engineer's raise is. And actually less than what my bookkeeper's raise is. So, as we discussed last time, the salary and labor pushed forward and the full board that every non-union employee who was not getting an adjustment that year was going to get a 5% raise. You know, my non-union employee. So I asked if I get a 5% raise, and that's what I was looking at. This be just consistent with everyone else. And over the last 4 years, I've gotten a 0.5% less raise than what every non-union employee's gotten.
Why is that?
Because I was going with what the salary was. I didn't ask for the additional. I didn't ask for the 0.5%. I was going to chase 0.5%. But this year, when I'm looking at 2% and 5%,
Yeah.
it's a worthwhile thing to tackle.
Yeah.
And they pushed it back after they found that error, just go through the loop again. They also wanted to make sure you guys understood that the state recommended rate was 143.2, and I'm asking for 47.4.
So have we ever, excuse me. Have we ever differed from what the state has
Larry used to get.
suggested?
They're used to get an expense account paid on top of the salary.
And how come that expense account went away?
I didn't ask for it.
So he asked for an expense account and you did not ask for one.
Okay.
Does that reflect in the budget, in your
Yeah,
budget?
my budget, I don't have it. In fact, in the budget, there is still a spot where it ends at 0. I've never requested it where since I came on.
What was his average expense account every year?
I think it was around $2,000.
It's for personal,
As far as like buying the donuts, doing things like that, so I didn't have to.
So actually,
That comes out, my personal doesn't come out.
does it really?
County other funds, no. I buy those donuts.
Do you really?
I buy the water, put in the fridge, and everything. That's all coming. I don't feel it's appropriate. I didn't feel it's appropriate to come out in funds to buy donuts. I buy my own funds.
So what's the, you said you're well below the average, say size county, either territory wide.
Like you didn't.
Well, let's talk about last time. I started looking through counties. I was trying to find one that's similar to South County because we're second largest in the state by mileage, by area, and we're also the second largest in the state as far as number of road miles.
That's really what we have to go with.
So at that point, you're looking at that, but, so then I started looking, all right, what the state's recommended rate and what counties you're getting paid for. I couldn't find everyone's rates, but I found some around. So I looked at King County. King County's recommended rate is 154,000. He is getting paid 188,000. Will County is 153. He's getting paid 178. McHenry is 146. He's getting paid 178. St. Clair is 143.3. He's getting paid 144.6, so slightly above it. Peoria is 141.2, getting 143. Then drop below the South County, and it's down to Madison County, which is 134.6, getting paid 136,615. Champaign is 133.7. He's getting paid 164,273. Williamson is 132.9. He's getting paid 144,282.
So some of them are more than 20%
Yes. So,
over.
yeah.
A question in that regard then, so, I'm sorry, I don't remember the number that you had that they suggested for this year, so that next year, if they do 2%, they're gonna do 2% on top of their suggestion for this.
Right.
And that's why you're seeing the disparities between, say, 144,000, 100 being paid 170,000 is because the counties evidently have
Given them.
so wages outside of IDOT's recommendations.
Mhm.
Which they must feel to get someone quality, they have to do that or they wouldn't do it, correct?
We don't know.
I mean, you've got several of them that are doing that though, for some reason.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
It's not just a one-time fluke.
So the state will only reimburse us that extra 2%.
No, they will do whatever. And
So you-
they will make up 50% of whatever. I'm getting paid.
Whatever.
Yes. This is the minimum. If they pay more, they'll still do 50%. That's the way the resolutions are written too.
So, I'm sorry to keep interrupting. So that comes out of motor fuel tax.
My salary, first 50% comes out of motor fuel tax.
Yeah.
The second 50% comes back as motor fuel tax from the state or them taking some federal funds and in exchange for them.
So does your paycheck come from the state of Illinois or from LaSalle County?
Comes from the county because it's paid out of county MFT funds.
Those funds just drop into the sub high.
Yeah.
So just to make that clear, you are receiving, or you're asking to receive a 5%, flat 5%.
It's not quite 5%. I rounded it down to a nice number because it's paying as calculating out a wage when it's going out to the pennies. So at that point, it's like 4.9, whatever. So
Okay, so that would be it. That would not be in addition to the 2% from
No.
the state.
no, so it's actually 3% above what the state recommended rate is.
Basically, it's gonna cost us half of the 3%. Extra.
Yes.
Mhm. Yep.
And finance sent it back to us or.
No, salary and labor. Because once they covered everything, they sent it back to get everything figured out, then do this.
But that was the only reason they sent it back.
That's what I understand, it got.
So, I was here at that meeting. I didn't, I didn't realize that resolution existed. And I thought I should come back to the committee here so that everybody has an understanding
Just
of
discussing, we
the
haven't.
resolution and that
No,
was
we're gonna have
being
to.
requested.
Okay, so even though they advise us to do the 2%, we do what we feel is justified or,
Yes,
So that would be the decision here and then final decision would go to salary. and labor.
salary and labor.
But I mean, it falls in line with everything else we've done, right? With the 5%. I mean, there's nothing odd.
That's true.
Okay, other department heads, do they follow the same?
Not exactly.
Something like that's more.
Well, need a motion, just, anybody got any more questions?
Just, what meeting would this come up with? For the vote for salary?
Salary and labor, I think it's next Wednesday.
Salary,
I think it's next Wednesday, if I remember right.
I think so.
Salary and labor understands all this, right?
I wasn't at salary and labor yet.
I don't, from what I've heard, I don't believe so.
And then, I'm sorry, I said this, but what was the percentage last year?
2%. And then the non-union people got 3. The year before that, I got 2, and then you got 2.5. The year before that, 1.5, and they got 2.
But normally the raise is based on what the state of Illinois recommends. I don't think it's ever been based on what percentage our other employees had received throughout the year.
But if it's a recommendation and the county has come out and said flat out that all administrative non-union get 5%, I think that takes precedent over.
Yeah, I would agree. I mean, to be consistent, otherwise it's wasn't fair.
Because we all know there's money flowing in for every court. You know, matching funds, so. Highway is not the only one that gets this type of funding.
One more point, it did come before salary and labor. But I found out about this resolution, I suggested they send it back to you.
It's good.
And then send it forward. My point is so that everybody in the committee understands all the information.
Oh, good information, very good.
So when it came before salary and labor, was there any discussion adversely about?
Not really, because, if I'm not mistaken, you know, I basically told them, I said, there's a resolution here that else needs to be amended. For one, for the mistakes, and for two, that those are the circumstances upon which Don was appointed. And so that they come back here, and then if you have further discussion on anything above the 2%, then it would go back to salary and labor.
First of all, it's a smart move to go percent versus expense account. Because you're much better off. I don't have a problem with this. To be consistent with what's already been done. I'd make a motion. If you need a motion.
Salary and labor?
Yeah.
Ray? Bill? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried.
Next I have on here is discussion about canceling the order for the F-250 trucks that we had in state contract. Corresponding with the dealer, he doesn't know if we're gonna get them or not. We asked him, if we can cancel our order. He said, yes, we can cancel our order with no payment from us or anything, and no fine for being opposed bond the county, we'll cancel our order. So we're looking for concurrence in canceling the order for the 2 F-250s on state contract.
What would you do? I mean, we
So
need.
my next thing is.
Okay, all right.
If you want to just both of them at the same time, we do both at the same time, it's fine. One thing I'm looking at doing is going out to a local bid. I've discussed with a couple of dealers and they said they should be able to get us trucks ordered for next year.
How much difference in price?
It's basically their governmental fleet pricing is only like $200, $300 more than what the state contract is. So
So you
that-
get the truck.
At that point, they're making more of a promise, though, they'll get me a truck once they place their order than what the state contract is.
And it's with the local dealer.
In fact, I know from the state contract, the state of Illinois didn't get trucks off the state contract. They actually went to local dealers and bought trucks off the dealers' lots. So the state employees right now are gonna get Silverados, 4x4s,
The city auditor was saying that.
and they're getting those trucks as fleet vehicles next year. So you're gonna see nicer trucks for the state employees driving around. Cause that's what they could go purchase to get some trucks.
Where was that?
I think this is a good idea.
Yeah, I agree.
You're packing miles on old vehicles that are gonna fall apart and your maintenance costs are gonna go sky high.
I like that. We're gonna get them local.
Very
So
Yeah, just a question. How did you choose the dealers?
I didn't choose this. We will put it out to bid.
You will put it out
To
to
bid.
bid.
It will be out to bid. So any dealer that wants to bid on it can bid on it.
Okay,
Probably Shimmer, Walsh, all the big ones, you know,
okay.
I just talked to a couple of them just to see if they could get good truck.
could even do it.
And when the truck order, because the truck orders aren't out yet, so we can still order the trucks. So I said, okay, that's what I want to know. I don't want to miss the window when the trucks come ordered that you guys can't get the trucks.
And it may come to who's got allocation for that type
Yes.
of truck.
Mhm.
Correct.
Yes.
But the dealer that we usually deal with through the state contract, I said, can we cancel it? He usually goes, yeah, he goes, sorry, we couldn't do business, but I can't he goes, between the strike, supply chain issues and everything, he goes, I can't. Yes.
Be nice when you put it out for bid, if you can put a time frame to say, you know, that's part of the, if there's too close in price, but wouldn't get it, you know, in 60 days, wouldn't get it in 2 years.
But you won't know that.
Yeah,
I don't think they did know
I
that.
think they would know that ahead of time.
No.
I don't think.
Yeah, you ain't gonna be driving around like a blue truck, are you? Or you gonna?
No, they're gonna stay either white or red. Hopefully red.
Well,
This
Yeah.
way that could be.
Everything else is red.
Canceling.
We'll spec it as red.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because that's red's visible color. It's easily seen in all the weather conditions.
Conservative color.
Okay, I'm getting a motion to cancel the state contract
I'll make one.
and, look at the trucks, locally. Ray,
Sure, I'll make one.
Bud? All in favor?
Uh,
Opposed? Motion carried.
Good luck.
Hey, Steve.
Steve?
Next on the agenda is current replacement of a tandem. So CIT's come forward so they can get us another tandem. We're looking at a total cost of $139,993, which is roughly $5,000 higher than our last tandem. And this is a Kenworth truck with the Benel build as far as the plow, the box, and all the other accessories.
So that's not Benel's, not added. That's just the chassis.
This is chassis. What's Benel's price?
It's gonna be 100 and some thousand as well. You know, what I mean?
Yeah.
We never get, I don't have that, but no, it's part of that. Yeah.
So we'll just do the Kenworth today. We'll do Benel's next month, whatever we get the price.
Okay, so the total amount is gonna be 230?
Well.
So around that
yes,
figure?
yeah.
Yeah,
Okay,
Say 250, yeah,
Okay.
250,
all right.
but we'll do that Benel
separate.
separate, so. This is just to get the chassis.
That's the first one, pricing.
is this an addition? I thought we had like 2 on order.
No,
Well,
we
this
only
is the
have one
second
on-
one of the two.
only have one in order. We could only get us one this year. And
So
you can
so
buy,
we requested two a while back, but you could only get us one. Well, this is the second one of that.
he stepped forward, he goes, I get another allocation, I get you another one. So that's what this one is.
Okay.
So not three altogether, just two.
Just two.
Okay,
It's two for this.
Is it that coming out of this year's budget or?
I think it's in the budget.
It was in the budget for FY 23, yes, and it'll be carried over into FY 24.
That's what I was
Okay.
wondering. Okay.
Yes, because the other one we carried over FY 24 because we won't have the truck try February and March. So
If that, right.
Big motion.
Okay. Motion to replace the tandem, Ray,
Yep.
Bill? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried.
next on there is the 2024 committee meeting dates and times. We're still looking at doing it on the third Wednesday of each month. So those dates are January 17th, February 21st, March 20th, April 17th, May 15th, June 19th, July 17th, August 21st, September 18th, October 16th, November 20th, and December 18th. All of them starting at 9 a.m. except for the one in June, which starts at 8 a.m.
Sure.
Big motion.
Ray? Rhonda? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried.
Next item on the agenda is looking at the installation of a security camera at the intersection of County Highway 15 and County Highway 4. For you guys don't know what that intersection is, the one north of Marcel's, where it intersects the Marcel's Blacktop and the Morris Blacktop. Where we went through, we put some nice flashing beacons and flashing lights up. And 4 years that the thing has been up, every year, once somebody's been hit, including 1 year with somebody was hit and it was removed.
Yeah, they stole.
They stole it. The other years it's been hit and damaged, so we had to buy a new sign. The sign costs roughly $2,500 to replace the one that says cross traffic does not stop, LED sign,
Mhm.
$2,500 to replace that. Flashing thing on top, I think is $250, $300. That one's not as bad. But the overall, the whole assembly, you're looking, that's material wise, you're looking at about $3,000. Not including our time to go out there and put everything back in. So at that point, it starts getting to the point, well, how many times does the county expend $3,000? Because so far in the 4 years, there's never been a police report filed.
Hmm.
So we can't get restitution back for the damage. So we're thinking about,
Hit and run, it seems like.
we're thinking about putting a camera up out there so we can catch a person and then go through the sheriff's department to go through and get something filed so we can seek restitution with a person who committed the damage.
Yeah, if you get the license plates.
So I'm looking at getting some camera up there that can read license plates. Digital camera. At that point, you guys can't have a license plate reader up there because you're not sure which car would have hit at that point. Just put a license plate reader. So you're gonna have a camera that can read a license plate, but also can see the action happening. And we just can't do it on the one side intersection. We gotta do it on both sides of the intersections. Granted, it's only been the one side that's been hit every time.
The east side.
Yeah, the east side's been the one's hit every time. But if we do it on this on the east side, and what's gonna happen is the other side's gonna get hit. So you gotta make sure the camera's gonna have to have 360-degree vision all the way around of the intersection, so we can see all four assemblies. We're just looking at the process right now, just getting it started. We're not.
That won't be cheap.
So that's something else I gotta look at. I gotta look to see how much it's gonna cost for the camera. And the surveillance and how it's stored and everything like that, so see if it's gonna be worthwhile, the investment versus placing the sign for $3,000.
So those 360 cameras are like 20.
So we'll just start dropping around, start seeing what it is and seeing how we can set it up, where we can set it up, that to get 360 view. We have a couple high mast lights out there, which those light up there high enough that we could mount it up there and put an arm off of it and it should be able to mount there and work it off of that. But about that's almost bad, because otherwise you could put anything down low, someone's gonna steal the camera, so.
So you're just looking at getting some bids right now.
We're going to look at some ideas going forward and just so you know, that's what we're working on. So
Okay.
I already ran it through state attorney, asked them if they would help us out with assistance. And informed Adam this, that we were looking at it and he was concurring with going forward with the program. So
So that's just an FYI. We don't need anything on that.
no,
Okay.
that's just keep getting up speed what we're doing here. Another thing we're looking at is a connected operations platform. And you're asking, what's that? It's basically a system we're gonna put in the truck, fleet trucks. This is mostly the snowplow trucks. Maybe a few other pieces of equipment where it's gonna be a dashboard camera put in the truck. With a dashboard camera, there's also a telecommunications device that's attached into the brains of the truck, which can tie it into operations of the truck, so we can tell how fast the truck is driving down the road. With that, we can also tell how much product they're putting down the road, whether their plows are down or plows are up. So we can monitor everything they're doing as they're driving down the road.
Or if they're even driving.
And with that, there's two upgrades to the system. We can just have a forward-facing camera, or we can have a forward-facing camera and an in-cab camera. So that way we can also see what the driver's doing. So we can see if he's driving on the road and texting, or if he's falling asleep, or whatever.
Well, I don't use that anymore.
So at that point, to me, it helps not only with liability. If something were to happen on the road, we can always go back, look at the footage, because the video for it is going to be stored forever on the cloud. So you can always go back there and 5 years ago, get the video back from 5 years ago of an event. So.
Just.
How's the driver's like this?
Oh, that's next thing I'll have to broach through that too with sister and us. But worse, I was just trying to get this here to see how it is and see how well it would work. We got possibly a demo scheduled for December, depending on what we feel. There's actually, we're gonna have events going on. We don't want demo instructor to sit in a shed. Really doesn't give us anything, but they'd give us, I think it was a
Just go in the.
3
plow
cameras.
truck.
days.
30 days, but I think it was 3 cameras, I think for 30
Yeah.
days. I think it was 3 cameras for 30 days to a free demo to see if we'd like, number one, how the software interacts. The camera, they've actually, you see the actual in-screen footage of our cameras to see how well they work and everything like that. And give it time to evaluate to see if we want to do it.
Just in the plow trucks, right?
Yeah, plow trucks, it might also depends on. We also consider pieces of other pieces of equipment. And I mean, maybe the foreman's truck. Because the foremans are out there driving around and we can actually see what conditions they're seeing. One nice about it, BC sitting back at the office, he can pull up a truck that's northern part of the county and see what the conditions are up there, and he can go up switch over and see what it is in the southern part of the county. So at that point, you can actually see live footage of what conditions the driver is actually seeing versus relying on someone say, hey, it's terrible up here, it's terrible. You drive up there and it's not that bad.
You should say, like, oh, no, it's good, we can go home.
Or it's the other way. So at that point,
I just was gonna say, does anybody feel like the freedom's taken away with all these cameras in the world? I mean,
Yeah.
every time you go somewhere, we gotta watch this, we gotta watch that. I mean, we're living in a prison. You know, our freedoms are getting taken away, right?
Yes, yes. As soon as you carry
I mean,
this,
when
thing,
is the
your freedom's taken away.
Huh?
As soon as you carry this thing, your freedom's
Exactly.
back.
That is true.
I mean, I just wonder if anybody else feels like that, because at times you're around, we're watching your license plates, or we're watching this. You got cameras above you at checkouts at Walmart. They know that, and that's into all this, right? They can watch you at Walmart and everywhere else that's online. I mean.
No, it's a
I don't
scary world.
understand. I never hear anybody else saying anything. I think about this
No,
all the
I
time.
think about it all the time.
It's just crazy.
In our trucks, they also register with our company if the driver slams on the brakes.
yeah,
It's notated and it's a bugger for them because they'll be out on a road that they can actually drive 55, but if it's for some reason in the system, only 40 or 35, that comes up and our safety guys have to go over it with the drivers to say, and you were going this fast in this. And that's bugs that they have to work out because it's just not in the system, right? But yeah, it's just if they stop, if they're going too fast, or if they're parked too long. If they're stationary.
Must be the same outfit, because this, do all this with us now.
The police do that a lot.
XPO, yeah.
Well, insurance companies are doing that too, right? Some
Yeah.
give you a discount. Put you on your-
Yeah, so you can show your driving.
Yeah. It's like, wow.
yeah.
Yeah, I want to do that with my.
I say, I don't care about the discount. I don't want to go out to my drive.
So do you have any idea of what each camera will cost for the,
Well, there's no charge for the hardware currently.
Until February of 2020.
Well, then she said there's pricing changes come out February 24th. Pricing changes. She didn't say what they were yet. She couldn't comment on that. But our annual fee for the number of trucks that we had would probably be about $17,000.
Recently shocked.
17,000.
So,
That for cloud storage.
It's for cloud storage, everything.
unlimited cloud storage?
Yes.
And like lifetime. On the-
Really?
Yes.
That's for all the trucks.
and then,
That's for all the plow trucks and we, so I think I had 2 pickups in there when I was doing that.
That's good. As long as we weren't.
Yeah.
so that is the
Well,
total cost
Yeah, 17 grand. would be
of
cheaper.
the
Sometimes those cameras.
apparatus in the vehicle, or do you have to buy the cameras?
There was no hardware charge.
There's absolutely no hardware charge.
Well, we installed ourselves, there's no.
Right. Currently, there was no hardware charge.
But they're getting on the service is what,
Yeah.
that's what they're making. the fun.
So
Yeah, they're.
you'd sign a contract and pay the 17, it would only cost you $17,000 a year. Is
Yes,
that what you're saying?
yes,
Well,
For the amount of trucks we
Okay,
have.
so-
yes.
up until February 2024, so.
Yeah,
Yeah, but
So-
But if we lock in before that.
right.
it would be that. But if their prices are going up in 2024, then
Oh, I'm sure
we'd have an
they will.
increase anyway, eventually.
Yeah, eventually we signed a new contract for the following
Yeah.
year. You see an increase.
Absolutely.
But you wouldn't have to pay for a hardware charge at that point because if that's what they're gonna do, you already got the hardware.
Grandfathered in.
So
Don, is
Right.
that all the cameras, for all the vehicles, or is that
for
for
the
the?
plows and two
Oh.
pickups
Oh.
for all the plow trucks and two vehicles. So we got 20 plow trucks, right?
Yeah.
20, right? 20 plow trucks and two pickups. That's why I was looking, that's why I priced it, that's why I was doing a price. We could also consider doing it at our piece of equipment, but I think well, they're not used on a regular basis to where I think we get the money out of it, but we could put in our backhoes, we could put in our road graders and stuff like that, but I'm going, well, how much are those actually used on a daily basis that would get the benefit out of having the camera there?
Or they could be moved around other vehicles.
No, they're supposed to be put into the vehicle, stayed in the vehicle.
And you have not seen the demo yet.
No, we're looking at doing it, like I said, when we actually have snow on the ground, so we actually get some benefit out of it versus a truck that's in the shed.
And they're exterior mounted, not internal.
They're mounted inside in the cab, up on top of the, right, by say, inside by the top below the visor, basically is where you mount the camera at.
I'm just wondering if it was snowing, how much are you really gonna see out of the
Well,
curious?
the thing is, still, you might not see that much depending on how high you mount it up on the windshield, if the wipers will clean off that part of the window. So it's onset of where we're mounting that to make sure that part of the window is getting cleaned off.
So Don, is it 17,000 per vehicle?
No,
Per year.
Per year for all vehicles.
Okay.
Yes, yeah, not something. No.
No, okay, I do, so is there a different in pricing if you just wanted to have the camera outside as opposed to inside and outside?
Right.
So the 17,000 is inside and outside? You-
That was $35 a month per unit per.
Well, there's two different,
There's gotta be two different.
there's different rates.
Yeah. So
Yeah, it's
for
different.
forward, it's X amount, for forward and backwards is
It's another
more additional.
additional and
Well, it was also talked about additional because of just doing the camera and then also then the monitoring of the spreader rate and everything like that. And then that's where we were looking at monitoring how fast, whether plows were down, a spreader was running, what rate they were putting down.
Yeah, so everything.
That was more the cost it was than
So
it
the
was the
reporting
two
you're
cameras. Two cameras, I don't really saying there was a difference in price
Yeah.
between the two cameras as far as the yearly service. But there's a difference between what they call a basic service and then a full
Whatever.
telematics service.
so any additional.
We're not moving enough.
Oh, there you go.
So the reporting
Features.
part of that is gonna be the nicest part, right?
Well, that's the thing about it. See, we're gonna be able to monitor how much product they're putting on the road. We can see how much one guy's putting on the road. 'Cause right now, our monitoring is, at the end of the day, it says I used 2 loads. How much did he actually spread and where did he spread the 2 loads? We don't know. Well, now we'd be able to know exactly where they're spreading it.
That actually is a big deal. That's.
Now, how many trucks say there was 20 and what?
20 trucks and 2 pickups.
And how much do they get used every month?
Well,
All the vehicles.
so the two pickups would be every day.
Yes.
Okay.
Don't bother, it just depends on when it's snowing and or in the summertime when they're out on the ground.
So you're gonna be paying yearly for vehicles that ain't even being used hardly, maybe a couple months out of the year, 2, 3 months out of the year.
Yeah, and I don't know if she would. We should see if we could do by the quarter, you know, I mean, for 3 months, for January, February, March, except for January, February.
But we
I
got,
don't still do that.
that's something to explore further down the road. But right now, I just want to get through the demo and see what it is.
Yeah.
And
I mean, the demo cost is nothing.
Yeah, she's willing to demo it for a month,
Yeah.
3 units for a month for, just to see if we like.
Okay,
Yeah.
Or we could buy. We could just say, all right, this year we're gonna do 5 trucks.
Yep.
And not do 22 trucks or, you know, and just see how it works.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But until we do the demo, I guess we really can't.
It'd be nice if there was a month by month contract.
Right, yeah, or do a quarterly.
Quarterly, yeah.
the trouble is,
Yeah.
I don't think it'll ever be a month-long contract because you're paying for them to store your videos.
Right, yeah.
So
Well, not only that, they're giving you the equipment. So now
Right.
you've got that.
That's why, that's where they're making the
Yeah.
most service.
I mean, they'd be a fool to do the even quarterly, honestly, because you get the video all year, or the equipment all year.
Right.
Yeah, because then they're gonna want the equipment back out of the truck.
Right.
So,
but you are saying for every feature that you add on, you're probably going to get charged.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
okay.
So you kind of want to limit.
Yeah, so if you want the basic or if you want.
Yeah.
You know, there may be something out there though, where you purchase the equipment and the software to it. And then,
And that very well could be, instead of going through a provider.
yeah. You, one-time fee, you do that and you get software, you can run your own reports and.
But right now, currently, we have GPS in our trucks, which is provided through Clear Talk.
through our two-way radios
And we paid for a service for that. And right now that's $5 a month
per unit.
per unit that we're paying right now.
I like the salt spreading.
So at that point, we can't see what rate they're spreading salt or anything. It just kind of gives us a location where they're at, but it's not a live location either. It's only updated every so often location. Where this, you could actually get a live feed. You can sit there at your
It's real time.
desk and you actually get a live feed of what the thing is. You can also get a live application of what the driver's actually doing.
So we can't get YouTube in here, but.
Get it all on the-
So that's what we're exploring that right now. Like I say, we're gonna hopefully get a demo here in December or January, somewhere around there, depending on where we think the snow's gonna be hitting the ground and see how it actually works. See how we like the software and how we like the reports. Because there's also, with that system, they can actually track the maintenance of the trucks and everything through the system too. So at that point, the system would tell when mechanics, when maintenance is due on the trucks.
We don't have anything like that today. Oh, we've got that at work for all of our equipment. It's
No, it's
awesome.
all done on paper. And then spreadsheet, that's where it's done. So yeah, so it's an advancement of that side too. So we're getting them up to a more current, how industry does it too. So there's a few benefits to this package and just this one, so,
All right, good luck.
yeah.
You probably didn't budget for that already, right?
No, because I wasn't planning on doing it yet.
So where would that come from? And
Well, I'll say I probably wouldn't pull it this year. I probably wouldn't. I want to get the demo, I want to get it going.
okay, so
By the time we get around to decide to do it, it's going to be through the snow season.
so it would be this one.
So it's probably going to get it done next year and into the budget next year. But at least get the demo done this year and look forward and see if it's something we like and explore forward from there.
We're demo it in January.
Yeah.
You gotta check and see if they'll give you any kind of other way to pay. I mean, for monthly or,
Yeah.
We can ask for all their payment options, yeah.
yeah,
All right,
that'd be a good idea.
sounds good.
But that's one thing, looked done there was like Lake County, King County, McHenry County, and DuPage have already got the system on their plow trucks.
Reach out to them, see if they like it, see if it worked for them.
But they're doing a lot more traffic than what we're doing down here. I understand why they're doing it, so.
All right,
That's that. Next one I have here is manage roadside assets. I'm doing that right now. It's for managing our signs that we have through the county. We have 6,000 signs. And right now we manage it by going out there and observing conditions of the signs visually and relying on the sheriff's department and public to report when signs are gone or missing or whatever. Where there's a software package out there now that goes off of AI, basically monitoring everyone's dash cams. And through the dash cam footage they're receiving, they can tell whether or not a sign is down. And then you'll get a report saying the sign is down. And also at that point, you can monitor the condition of the sign to tell you that the sign needs to be scheduled for replacement and go forward from there.
Uh-huh.
So we're looking at bringing them in here and have them go through a full demonstration for us to start looking at the possibility for that for us instead of what our current system is and go from there. We have no prices or anything like that on that yet, but just saying what we're exploring here. Next I have an agenda is we have a maintainer here at the highway department. It's currently on workman's comp. He is going to be off for at least the next 3 months. We know that for sure. That's when the doctor said he's going to be off for at least 3 more months. We're looking at doing what we did before in the past is what we brought a temporary employee in with no benefits to bring him in for roughly we can't bring him in more than 3 months. We could keep him less than 3 months. Otherwise he becomes permanent and just do his replacement until this guy gets back or then it's snow season. So we'd probably bring him in either mid-December or January 1st and carry him January, February, March.
Does he get paid with the other
He
person?
gets paid in green scale at that point, yes.
Just no
benefits.
no vacation time, no.
Yeah.
Health insurance, no.
Strictly an hourly employee, you get paid at that rate. Yep.
So how do you find this employee?
Well, that's
We got word of mouth. Which I
either
find
word of
out.
mouth and or we could go on the website, the county website for temporary, part-time, temporary.
But that's the reason I did it before we just got word of mouth.
Yeah,
Put it out
what's-
there and we,
I make a couple phone calls, some guys that went to IDOT
Okay,
that don't like IDOT, might come in and stuff like that, so.
okay, or a retiree.
Retiree, right, and
Okay.
yes. So, pushing for you guys to do that, and then I'll take it through salary and labor to get concurrence through them.
To, hire somebody part-time. Glenda? Luann? All in favor?
I,
Opposed? Motion carried.
Next time there's show and tell, just reminded that we are doing show and tell today, our big show with our trucks. So after the meeting, if you guys want to walk through it, you can see them all out there. See our greatest piece of equipment we use for snow removal. Part of that, we also do a chili cook-off day. So at lunchtime, we have crock pots full of chili to
I gotta
sample.
go back to work.
yeah,
It's a good-
To go,
you don't have to.
to go cup.
You just
Yeah.
remember for next year. But that's what today's about with that. As far as projects, red, white, and blue, all the drill shafts in the north pier are drilled. South pier, they're all drilled. 2 of them are poured. Working on the last 2 to get them poured. Today, we're looking at doing, they actually started today up on Champlain Street, doing pavement preservation up there, the Maltine asphalt application up there. So we'll see how that goes through and go from there. Didn't get a chance to ask Steve how Dayton Road, but that's completed. I know the striping job's not the best, but it's the best we can do with our hand cart. So we'll know next year when
They come through,
the mainline striper comes through, it'll look a lot better. So like I was a little squiggly.
and I meant to ask you, so we're gonna have to get a striper for Champlain Street after doing that rejuvenation. So you want to cover that up or?
We could try to put another coat on too and make it a little straighter.
Yeah, he could probably straighten it with a truck, but
How much are you doing on Champlain from where to where?
from at the north end at the church,
At the road,
yeah, basically
At the road.
down to
The curve,
cemetery.
right there by Oakwood Cemetery?
Yeah.
right, just south of.
Just south,
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah, right now that asphalt pavement was put in 2010, somewhere around there.
Yeah.
So it's 12 years old. It's definitely showing a lot of age. So we're putting a treatment on there that should help seal up a lot of all the cracking that's happening right now. Keep it from further deteriorating. And it's a cheaper application and what doing it through a Cape Seal or a seal coat on top of it. It's a lot more friendly as far as, because that's all a curb and gutter section. When you do the other treatments, you got a lot of aggregate you're putting on top that you're gonna go into your storm drains and possibly have problems with your storm drains. So we're trying to do a different thing for it to extend the life of that pavement. And generally say with this application, will generally last 5 to 7 years. At that point, we can do another application and then get another 5 to 7 years out of it again. At that point, possibly do a third application before you get to the middle of your service. So
Was it closed? Was it
No.
closed?
So they do it under traffic.
they do one side of the road at a time.
Okay,
And they do short stretches at a time because they got, let it sit there for 60 minutes before they can put traffic on it. So
okay.
They were hoping to be, he was gonna send 2 crews to do it all today. Supposed to be
Oh,
done
okay.
tonight, so. I'll let you know if that happened, you're on.
The red, white and blue bridge, will they continue to work on that through the winter?
depends on the winter.
Yeah, if it's too cold, they probably wouldn't.
Depends on the harshness of the winter. Right now, they're gonna work on getting the drill shafts in there, then work on getting the piers up the rest of the way, get the pilings driven on the abutments. And get the abutments poured and they'll see where they go from there.
So are the piers done yet or not?
No.
Just drill the holes.
Drill shafts, and I said the drill shafts on our side were completed, but the piers are not on top. The drill shafts aren't built yet. That south side, 2 out of 4 are completed, so
A lot of work left.
there's a lot of work left to go on the bridge yet. But if they get out of the water, that's the big hurdle always, is to get out of the water. You get out of the water, the rest of the time, you're pretty well eliminated from Mother Nature's
Yeah.
events.
If we have a mild winter like we did last year, they'll be able to work longer. It just depends on how cold and snow, how much snow. But
What is the expected finish date for that one?
I can say.
That's next fall.
Yeah, fall of 24.
You help them, they might get done quicker.
I've only been over that bridge one time.
You gotta get this ready.
Yeah.
The other project wise, seems wrap up for winter, I think all our culverts and everything like that are all done. And we're heavy right now trying to get the projects out to the lettings here in December and January and February. And hopefully hit the timing right where our prices are low. So again, I can save the kind funds and have a bigger balance for next year. But to that point, I'll put more work out for next year. That's why about next year, I was in 25, I was looking at doing the Morse blacktop. Servicing there. So we do that, stretch that into the balances that I'm carrying right now. So, but right now,
Is that from Lake Seneca?
it'd be from the Grundy County line to 15 at least, and possibly all the way over to 71.
Ten miles, 271.
It's only 71.
No, how many?
How many miles is it? 4. I think it's in total 9, isn't it?
Well, yeah, no, but I'm sorry, from 71 to Marseilles is 4.
Or that one's 5, yeah.
All right.
Okay, that's all I have. Any questions, other questions for me or?
Concerned about all our bridges that we have. I know that we've talked about the bridges and stuff, but are we able to keep up financially with the repair of these bridges?
Good question. That's one reason why I constantly go out and try getting other funds that become available for projects. One thing that's going to help the townships out is township TPP program was increased by 4 times, went from 300,000 to 1.2 million. So that's how the one bridge in Dimmick's getting replaced here shortly over the little million. So their township wise is okay, but then it shows, like I said, all the townships aren't taxing appropriately on the local levy funds, so they're not all eligible for TPP. So only certain townships are going to have that benefit. So there's other townships, we're going to have to work with them as far as finding other funding revenues to help them replace their bridges on those other townships. And the townships still at that point, even with TPP, it's not 100% funding, it's only 80%. So dealing with those projects, it's 80% TPP, 10% county bridge aid, and 10% of township funds. So.
But a bridge in the township, on a township road, that's their baby. That's not the county's.
It's their bridge, yes, but we do help them through the process of funding them to help replace the bridge. That's
How about inspections?
inspections. That's the last month we passed the engineering agreement with Willard Hoffman Associates for the inspection of the township bridges. And this year they're getting charged $475 a piece, and the township pays that. That Tom.
Yeah, I heard the city talking about Green Street outside of Iowa here, and now they're talking about 8 to 10 feet elevation. How's that gonna affect our section of that road? I mean,
Where's
it seems pretty exorbitant to me, and maybe I misunderstood.
Where's Greens? Oh, that's the one.
East of Iowa.
That's the one, one's around by the boats, South Shore Boat Club.
The shoreline.
Well, I don't think it's probably where we're gonna tie in. It's gonna be 8 to 10 feet raised. I think it's more down where the South Shore Boat Club entrance actually is. Because that area goes underwater.
Yeah. well,
So I assume what they're trying to do is get it out of the floodway, which with that, there's all kinds of environmental hurdles you got to clear with that. Because as you put fill in a floodway, you have to take fill out somewhere else.
Somewhere else, yeah.
Dig a hole somewhere else to
Yeah.
compensate for what put into the floodway. So
Well, they got that farm out east of Iowa there too, so I think that's what they're planning to use. And I was just worried about the interconnect, about how bad that would have an effect.
Yeah, it's
How much money the county is gonna have to spend to
where the,
meet
where
that.
our jurisdiction starts is this old Chicago Road there, intersection. That doesn't go underwater, so I don't think they're gonna raise that elevation at all. It's just gonna be all just over that one area, and that's probably the extreme point, and everything else is gonna be tapered out as they go away from that extreme point.
Is that the panel that you're thinking?
Well,
Yeah.
would I like to do it? Yeah, I'd like to do it, deep dip in it out here to get it out of the water.
Yeah, yeah.
Larry tried that and he ran very, very stiff environmental hurdles through the LEPA and
Yeah.
DNR as far as environmental resources, and the project stalled out.
Trying to raise it, yeah.
He was actually trying to put it out into alignment and bring it up at a higher
Yeah,
elevation.
that was a beautiful job. I saw the aerials on that and everything. That was.
It would make sense, but
Oh, yeah, yeah.
environmentally, it just kind of where the people wouldn't come to the table with options and talk about it. They were just saying, well, you're running into this, you're running into that. That's all they did, is just stonewalled it. And Larry got frustrated also because the Army Corps of Engineers is the one that came to him and asked him to do the project because of the stuff, the Lock Rock and Dam, to get the dry access to it. And their sister organization, part of Army Corps of Engineers, was the ones stalling out the project. So he was getting a little frustrated with that, because how come you don't stop across the hall and talk to them, say, hey, you're the ones that wanted the project, and help move the project along, because it was a Army Corps of Engineers project, it would get pushed along. So,
That's what we do too.
so,
And that
but
worked out.
one thing with the county, that one bridge that we're doing now there in front of Lock and Dam, we're gonna come to that hurdle because with bridges now, typically they want a foot of freeboard under the bridge for the 15-year event.
Put that freeboard.
How much spout, we got high water elevation to the bottom of the beams. They want 1 foot elevation from the 15-year flood to the bottom of the beams, which means that certain floods will still go underwater, but not all floods. So most common floods, which is every 15 years, will go underneath there, underneath the structure without impeding the flow of water. So, but that bridge, the 15-year flood goes over that bridge by about 3 feet. So you're talking about at least 4 to 5 foot elevation raise in the bridge. So we're waiting to see how that goes through coordination, what gets done, because at that point, it's a lot of fill down there like that. It's also right in the middle of a curve. It's gonna be a very interesting structure. As I said, staging it might not be possible if we're doing that much elevation change. So we're looking at it, that's why I said, gotta get started engineering early to start looking at all this, to figure out where you're gonna be at and how much the project is gonna cost. Because right now, I'm just throwing a number on the wall, saying how much the project's gonna cost.
Space.
Yeah, put a big number out there, just in case it's what it's gonna be.
You said that's 5 years down the road?
That's the funding opportunity I'm seeking for that. It's the announcements for 5 years in advance. So the announcement for funds for 2030.
We got next.
Motion to adjourn?
Right. Amen.
Bill, favor?
Aye.
Motion carried. Adjourn.
Exactly.
We would have been done in an hour.
Okay. Back to work, right?
I know.
Yeah.
I see, he's with Megan.
We got